Howdy. In accordance, and happy holidays. In accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, I hereby convene this meeting of the Board of Directors of the LCRA Transmission Services Corporation. Today is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, and the time is 1:11 p.m. A quorum is present, and the General Counsel will record each director who is in attendance. Do we have any guests in the audience today for TSC? I don't believe. Okay. If you would like to comment on any LCRA TSC matter today, please sign in the registry table in the lobby. Do we have any comments at this time? I don't believe we do. Moving along. Okay, item 2 for consent. We have one item on today's consent agenda. Excuse me.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay. Any further discussion, corrections, additions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Item 3, approve the, are we going to hold off on that for now?
Right here.
Okay. Okay, for action, approve the LCRA Transmission Services Corporation transmission contract refunding revenue bonds issuance and 50th supplemental resolution. That's a lot. Go ahead, explain it to us, Mr. Travis.
I'll give it my best shot. Agenda item 3 is requesting authorization to issue up to $700 million of LCRA TSC long-term debt. As a reminder, LCRA TSC capital that's to be debt funded is first or initially funded with short-term debt. Our short-term debt program consists of either commercial paper or private notes, private bank notes, and both of those are supported by credit facilities with a variety of banks. The short-term debt that is then issued is refinanced into long-term debt when economically feasible and consistent with the business plan approved by the board. Other variables that impact the timing of that long-term debt refinancing are market conditions and the amount of liquidity available within those credit facilities. The amount authorized will include, that you'll be authorizing, will include both refunding of short-term debt, as I just described, and possibly some new money to put in a construction fund, as well as existing long-term debt that we expect to refinance that can be done so economically at the time of the issuance. The expectation is this transaction would occur either in late February or early March, depending upon market conditions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have on this transaction.
Questions, comments? Clear as mud?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. No, very well done. There a motion?
So moved.
Okay, second from David. Further comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Okay, item 4, capital improvement projects approval. Mr. Cole, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Chair Cooper, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Members of the board, I've got agenda item number 4, should be on page 12 of your LCRA TSC book there. I've got 6 projects for your consideration today, 4 service reliability projects, 2 system capacity projects. Just as a reminder that after the board approves the annual business and capital plan, generally in the spring, we bring individual projects to you for your consideration once we have more refined scopes and designs and budgets. LCRA TSC regulated rates will fund these projects subject to project completion for each project and consideration and approval by the Public Utility Commission of Texas. I'll walk through each of these individually. Please stop me as you've got questions. First up is Big Hill to Kendall Transmission Line Storm Hardening Project. This will perform work on the 139-mile, 345-kilovolt transmission line between Big Hill and Kendall substations in Sliker, Sutton, Kimball, Kerr, Gillespie, and Kendall counties. And this line runs northwest to southeast, generally starting south of San Angelo and ending up just south of Comfort. The scope will involve replacing the static peak structure, parts of the structure, some bolts, replacing any damaged equipment that might be found. Will also involve installing related equipment at each of the substations. And this necessary work will help improve the reliability of this line into the future. Recommended completion date is January 15th, 2028, and the estimated cost is $34.7 million. Second up, I've got the Dashell Service Center Building J facilities upgrade. And this project will construct a new 4-story, 56,856 square foot multi-use office building on the Dashell Service Center, or DSC campus in Travis County, just east of here. And if you'll indulge me for a few minutes, I want to talk a little bit about this project in more in depth. Not every day we build a new office building. The last one will be what we call Building D out at that DSC complex, and that was finished in 2012. And before that, it's the building we're sitting in, which is the Hancock Building, which was 1992 was when this building was dedicated. So it's a relatively rare occurrence. And this building is needed due to the large amount of growth that we've seen in Texas. And the LCRA is stepping in to support that growth. And those of you who've been on the board for some time will have seen particularly our transmission capital plan increasing over that time frame. Those who are newer to the board will have gotten that primer from Phil and Jim and Chris about that growth. And all of that growth, those dollars that we talk about, the projects that we bring, there are a lot of people behind there that design that work, that construct, operate, maintain, and provide all the support activities for it as well. So we need a place to put all of those folks.
So Josh?
Yeah.
When we started this project, this softball for you, how many offices are we going to have in Building J?
We expected to have about somewhere around the 80 to 100 open offices by the time we moved in, which would be in the summer of 2027.
And today, how many of those offices are spoken for?
All but 23.
So you built a brand new building, think we'd have a little extra capacity, and another serious part, we plan on having to expand this probably in 2 or 3 years. Talk about the footprint and what we're able to do off the design.
Absolutely. And I'll come to that in just 1 second, if that's all right. Because I do want to give Phil, with his wise suggestion, back in the spring, as we talked about this building and the size and the 100 or so vacancies, we were talking about a 3-story building as late as February or March. And at Phil's wise suggestion, we added a 4-story to that, given the amount of growth that we've seen and are seeing. And this will be a purpose-built building that will put all of the common facilities, so elevator bays, electric, et cetera, on the north side of that building, so that if and when we do need additional office space, we can effectively duplicate the rest of the building just on the north side of the property there. So we would be able to double the amount of office space that we've got. Right now, we anticipate we'll be able to put 185 folks in this building, plus common spaces, meeting rooms. There'll also be a facility there that can accommodate a coordination center if and when we need to gather to respond to an emergency that's affecting our transmission system or transmission assets and help coordinate with the rest of emergency response folks from across LCRA. So truly will be a multi-purpose facility. And I've got to give a great, as Phil talked about when we started contemplating this project several years ago, coming back after COVID, getting everybody back into the office, more people here more frequently, more meetings. We had a board meeting out there a few months ago, and I wouldn't say we're at standing room only for office space, but we're just shy of that. And I've got to give a real kudos to Steve Kelliker, Miguel on his team, as well as Russell Thompson, who's the director of facilities. If you ever need folks on a team for Jenga, these are your people. They have restacked and reshaped that space, found office spaces where none existed before over the past several years just to get us to this point. So really appreciate their contributions. We've squeezed all the juice out of that, though, which is why we brought this project to you for your consideration today. Have to answer any other questions yet.
Maybe I didn't hear, what is your time frame, start to finish?
Sure, we will break ground this spring. I believe it's currently in the March timeframe, and expect to complete this early summer of 2027.
And I'm glad to hear you're making it where we can. We'll be able to grow and have additional space to add to, because, we've got to keep Phil busy. In all seriousness, that's wonderful, y'all. Sounds like y'all really thought this out, and it's well planned and well needed. And do you still have enough room as far as the control center with the growth we have?
Yeah, so I think it's interesting, and I give huge credit to Josh and Dan Smith, who worked on this early on, who's now in strategy, and the rest of everybody. we are basically taking a warehouse and moving it. So we're taking a warehouse spot, we're putting the building on top of that, and the architecture works in such a way, as Josh talked about, we'll be able to envelope it out like an accordion. So you'll have no shared facility space when it comes in, and I would expect in 2 years we're going to do round two. Just on the capital plan we've got coming, and the numbers Chris keeps moving up every month by a lot. But it's a good challenge to have. But we have to have physical assets in place to do what we need to do. So we're able to relocate that warehouse to another part of the property. But I would say after this second building, we're probably tapped out there. We can go up, but up is hard if you've already got an existing footprint, and we'll be looking at that as well. But this is kind of probably our last big thing out there is we have to tear down some other facilities as well and move those somewhere else, which we can always do. And you've also recently, the board approved a lease on property, I guess, last month.
Yep.
So we're leasing, how far away from the DSC is that?
Probably about 5-6 miles.
Yeah, we've got some other space out there with warehouse that we're trying to push out there because it's easier to have, we need that capacity for warehouse and supplies and use this for people as we're kind of thinking about the future that way as well.
Didn't we add, a 10-acre tract?
We did, and that's on the
Jason,
entrance side
Also.
on 71.
Yes.
As you're going down 71 towards the airport, we took that, and that was as much for security purposes as us to kind of control the ingress and able to get equipment out of there in a safer way as well. So we probably won't build on that per se, but a lot of go ingress and egress, and then mobility of using equipment out that road if we need to. That fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the control center, there's separate work going on there as well. That's
Okay.
kind of more of a purpose-built facility with special.
I don't know if everybody here, some of the newers have had a chance to see the control center. It looks like NASA.
Yeah,
But
come
it's,
on down.
but the last time I was in there, which has been several years, it was pretty crowded. You had a lot of folks in it.
We
So,
will give you a tour and
huh?
we'll give you a tour. Come on down.
Well,
Anybody that's
how many haven't been there on the board? I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to, it's like going over here to the Rock and seeing the control center, but it'll give you a bigger headache trying to figure out exactly what they're doing is all I can tell you when I walk in. So it is very impressive. So, thank you.
All right.
Questions, further questions? I'm sorry, I've been dominating questions. Questions about this item? I'll entertain a motion.
But wait,
Well,
there's more.
I've got a few more.
He's
before
got
we
Sorry?
get to-
He's
I've
got
got a few more
Oh, you got two
projects
more?
before,
Excuse
yeah.
me, I'm
If-
sorry.
If we had a
Thank-
month with 2 projects, I'd.
Well, we got off on
Give
another
you a
change.
heads
So
up.
we got 2 more. We're just on number 2.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry.
Just to wrap that one up, that projected
no.
completion date is June 30th of 2027, as we
Excuse
talked
me,
about
go ahead.
earlier. Yes, sir. And the estimated cost for that one is $33.9 million.
Okay.
Actually, I got 4 more. I made a liar of myself. The third one is the obsolete network interface telecommunications upgrade project. This will improve the reliability of LCRA TSC telecommunications transport system by replacing and upgrading equipment at 107 sites all across the transmission service territory. So it's a relatively small amount of work, but at a whole lot of different places. Replace routers, Ethernet adapters, and install the latest software as well. Recommended completion date for this project is June 30th of 2027. Estimated cost is $1.9 million. Next, we've got the Piney Creek to Plum fiber upgrade. This will upgrade 5.9 miles of optical ground wire, OPGW or fiber, between the Piney Creek and Plum substations in Fayette County. It runs generally north from Highway 71, right between Smithville and LaGrange, and north from there. Replace the existing 48-count fiber with 144-count fiber, and that will increase the capacity to carry necessary operational data and information. We'll also install, they call splice cans. When they go over that length, they've got to splice the fiber together, as well as endpoint structures and other necessary equipment at the substations. Recommended project completion date for this project is May 15th of 2026, estimated cost of $5 million. Last 2 are pretty similar, both property acquisition projects. First is the aviation substation property acquisition. This will acquire real property rights to build an aviation substation in just, excuse me, west of Georgetown, or west of 35, just near the Georgetown Airport, and that's 12.8 acres. And this will cover the acquisition costs as well as all the due diligence, survey, and necessary permitting costs. And the work when we do it on these projects allows the project team certainty in terms of timing of being able to begin work, also allows us to get on site sooner, do the necessary surveying, and helps with our design activities. Recommended project completion date here is June 30th of 2026. Estimated cost of $8.7 million. Similarly, for the Euclid substation property acquisition, this will acquire real property rights, the expansion of the Euclid substation in Caldwell County, northwest of Lockhart, about 122 acres here. And similarly, will include the acquisition costs, due diligence costs, surveying, and necessary permitting. Project completion date here is June 30th of 2026 as well. Estimated cost of $13.4 million. And now I'm done, sir.
You sure now?
I am. And that's something that's been added in the last 5 minutes.
Well, you got me so worked up about building, I tell you. Got excited. Any more questions on any of these items? Okay, now. Now I can entertain a motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Cole. Appreciate it. Very good. Okay, no need for executive session.
No need.
Okay. Are there any other items to come before this board today? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned at 1:28 PM.